Hi, in this video I will talk about heaven and heavenly visions. So I just asked the Holy Spirit to give a revelation of the heaven, and I just asked the atmosphere of heaven to be released here and where you watch this video. Thank you, God. I have never been to heaven. I don't know how to go there, or I never saw an open vision. But I saw some blurred pictures during worship and when I spent time with God. And God told me that He's about to raise up a generation who can see heaven and who is aware of it, and more aware of it than the earth. And He told me that we should be just so focused on the heaven that our whole mind is occupied by it, and we don't have any place left in our mind for other things, and so that we could have the perspective of heaven and we could make decisions according to heaven, and I usually saw some landscapes where I just walk with the Lord and we just talk. Or once I saw an endless staircase to the throne of the Father, and on the stairs there was some white smoke-like material flowing down. It was the love of the Father, but I saw it as a honey-like yellow gold syrup flowing down the stairs. So sometimes I see it like that, sometimes I see it in another way. So I was just running in this stuff that was flowing down, and the more I ran, the farther the throne seemed to be, and oh no, where would I get there? And I really want to be close, and I was happy that I could run there, and I was really desperate and that I couldn't reach it. And He just told me that, okay, this run is endless, but I have a good news. I can come down to any stair you want to meet when you want to meet with me. I could sit down on any of them if you are about to be with me. You don't have to run off all the time. It's not about keep running up. It's about being with me. So you can just stop anytime you want, and I can meet you. And there are a lot of things I received, like revelations which are absolutely personal, so you couldn't make any sense of it. But which is really scary, that there were some Christians, living Christians, who were there, and they were like gazing at nothing. They were hibernated, like they didn't move, they didn't do anything. And they asked the Lord, who are they? And He said, these are the Christians who are not aware of being in heaven, because you are all in heaven. You are seated in heavenly places with me. You should understand it literally. and I have never thought that we should understand it that literally. So I just heard this Bible verse so many times, and it always said nothing to me. Like, okay, heaven, we go there, then what? And sometimes I feel like we should give a Bible to a 4-year-old and let him preach, because we would get to the truth so much closer. You have to just take it absolutely literally. If it says that we are in heavenly places, then we are. And not in some sense, not in the context of blah blah blah. No, literally. And sometimes when I'm in worship and when I'm in fellowship with God, I can just imagine being there, and I can allow my imagination to see whatever it wants to see, and then the Holy Spirit just fills it up. So I just simply imagine, and then once it just sticks and you realize that, okay, it's more than imagination, and you could do actually the same. So you can free your mind to see and to sense and to feel from heaven when you spend time with God, and the Holy Spirit will give you amazing things. Just dare to see. Dare to imagine. So this hibernated Christians, that's where I stop. These are just so scary. They just stare and they don't do anything. And God said that, Jesus said that these Christians are just simply not aware of being here, and they can't act based on it. So they don't believe they are here, so for them it's not a reality. However, it's the only reality. And okay, it was a bit confusing, but he said it. They don't move, they don't take steps, because they don't know they could. You can't deal with the freedom you don't believe you have. And it was awesome. And there were some huge storage houses in heaven with a lot of things. Actually, I saw baskets of revelations, and you know, in heaven, everything has all the dimensions, like, and everything is for all your senses. Like, revelation is a tangible thing. You can smell it, you can feel it, you know. So I wanted the revelation of the love of the Father, and it was something like a, I don't really remember, but something like a glass object with some liquid in it, or I don't know, doesn't matter. There were some other revelations which were also, you know, tangible objects, and I just put them inside of me. I just took them and I put it inside of me. And the Lord said that I would like to have a generation of believers who are more aware of heaven than of the earth, because, you know, everything that could be shaken will be shaken there. And if they are only aware of this illusion called earth, then they will be also shaken. And I just want them to be more aware of heaven than of anything else. So would you just tell them they can see it, they can live in it, they can move in it, they can use the supplies of it? And so I just felt like asking for some revelation, and I got them, and I got them in the form of an object, and I put them all into myself. Like I literally reached out on the earth and just grabbed it and I put it inside of me. And I believe God is about to make us so aware of heaven that we can just do everything on the earth purely based on heaven. Like not taking care of the earthly circumstances. And I'm about to learn how to do that. So when I see it in heaven that I could reach out and get something, I reach out on the earth and I do it. And it seems very crazy, it looks very crazy and stupid, but I'm free to do that when I'm on my own or with my best friends, maybe. I'm really at the beginning of this journey, so it will be so much fun to watch this video in a few months or years. But I felt like recording the very beginning when I just started to see things from heaven. So we are seen in heavenly places whether we believe it or not, but we had better believe it and walk in it and make all our decisions based on the reality of heaven and the illusion of the earth. So that when everything just collapses in this illusion world, we are just fine. I'm in heaven anyway. You took away this illusion stuff, oh, who cares? We should be like that. And there's so many Christians who are so stressed by the earthly circumstances and scared and anxious and so on, and I'm like that many times, so I'm talking to myself in the first place. But that's not what the Christianity of the end times will look like. We will see heaven, we will know heaven. We will be so aware of it that you can just do nothing to make us anxious. You could take away anything because we have everything there. We have our resources there, so we just don't care if you take our earthly resources. Just be aware of heaven and allow yourself to see it and to sense it. And fill your mind with the reality of heaven. And in most cases when I see something of heaven, they are not of huge importance, what I see, so just walk with the Lord and we talk and nothing special happens. But it's all about making the heaven more real to our minds. And the more real is it here, the more we make our decisions according to heaven, and that's the point. So yeah, that will be an unstoppable generation who is so aware of heaven that when something collapses or or some ministry is taken away from them or anything, they just rest in the peace of God in heaven, and they cannot be shaken, they cannot be moved. So just briefly to see and to sense, and start with this crazy journey, and just let's start it by letting yourself to see and imagine. God bless you.